from your end.
All right. Sorry. Are you sure you don't want to do your spiel? I'm so sorry. All right. I'm going to share my screen. Good Lord. And I hope that y'all are able to see this graphic. So hold on a second. It is just pulled up on my. And again, my computer, super slow. So it's amazing. So can Nikki or Laura give me a thumbs up if you can see my screen? Because I can only see y'all right now. Okay. So you can see the spinning circle of death. Okay, cool. Awesome. All right, so I'm going to talk to you guys about the ladder to success while it's loading. This was something that was developed at our leadership at SFR this last year, our Sensi Family Reunion. We used to follow a different method called the 3 legs of success, but with a stool, but some of our stools were never balanced. They were weeble wobbly. So we decided to go with a ladder so that this way you can see the steps to take one by one to be successful in this business. Now, I just want to preface this with saying, whatever you think is successful is what matters. It doesn't matter what me or your director or your sponsor tells you to do. If you find success in it, then that's what matters. So I just wanted to throw that out there first. So we have 3 steps on the ladder to success. The first one is PRV. PRV stands for personal retail volume. And like I said before, that's dollar for dollar. Most of the time on most things, there are a few items that are not dollar for dollar, but PRV. So we want you to be consistent and confident in your PRV before you move to the next step. Do some people sponsor before they become confident in their PRV? Absolutely. Absolutely they do. I'm not telling you to not sponsor, but I'm telling you that if you want to sponsor and hold off, that it's okay. We want you to become confident with your PRV, okay? And the way that we do that is knowing where our sales are coming from every month. So you figure out what you want your goal to be and break it down and work backwards. What you will hear along your journey from a lot of directors and above is to be successful in this business. When it comes to PRV, you want to shoot for 2K PRV a month. Why do we say 2K PRV? Pure and simple, and Nikki will get into that more, but it's a bigger paycheck because you get a little bonus for hitting 2K PRV in each month, okay? Excuse me. So honestly, 2K is normally my minimum goal. I break that down to 500 a week. It doesn't seem so scary once you break it down. What is 500 a week? It's about 70-ish PRV a day. What is 70 PRV a day? A little bit more than 2 6-packs of wax. Okay, so it's not so scary when you break it down smaller and smaller and smaller. Okay, and you'll work with your sponsor and your director to learn how to set your goals and things like that. So the first step is PRV, and we want you to always make sure that you're putting your business first. So if you do get really lucky and you sponsor someone right away, do not think that you have to like drop what you're doing and focus on them. We want you to focus on you first. This is when it is 100% okay for you to be selfish. Put your business first, because at the end of the day, your team can have an amazing month, but if you don't have your PRV situated for you, you are not going to benefit from that pay increase, from those leadership bonuses, okay? The next step in the ladder is sponsoring. This again, with the 2K PRV, you're going to hear from a lot of people, 2 new teamies a month. break that down. Have one joint conversation a day. Our Superstar Director, Whitney Hebel, is really big on that. Have one conversation a day. Sounds a lot easier and a lot more attainable than having 30 joint conversations a month. Break it down, one conversation a day. That's easy. You can find one person to talk to every day, okay? And can I just tell you that when it comes to having any kind of conversation, whether it's a joint conversation or booking a party conversation, not everyone's going to say yes. In fact, you're going to hear a lot more no's than yeses. You're going to hear no so many times, but when you do get that yes, it's going to be the most amazing feeling in the world. Typically, they say 1 in every 10 people says yes. So that's a lot of no's you got to get through to get to those yeses, okay? But just know that we all hear the no's too. The third step in the ladder is coach or train. That just basically means that we want you to coach your team. So in order to coach your team, do you need to know everything? Absolutely not. But you can't teach your team how to have great PRV if you don't know what your PRV looks like. You can't coach your team on sponsoring if you don't know how to sponsor. Okay, that's why we have it up at the top, because we want you to be confident in your PRV and your sponsoring first before you get to coaching. And then of course, on the sides of the ladder is self-care, because you cannot pour from an empty cup. So please make sure that you take time to set personal boundaries, professional boundaries that may look different to every person on here. Some of the things are similar. We all have business hours or team hours. We all make sure that we do some sort of self-care, whether it is taking an extra long shower, going to get your nails done, going for a walk, meditating, prayer, whatever you need to help you center yourself, okay? No one can tell you what your self-care is except for yourself. So just make sure that you're taking care of yourself so that you don't get burnt out. And if you do start to feel like that, please communicate with your sponsor and your director and let them know, and they will help you through that. Because at the end of the day, we want you to have fun. Scentsy is supposed to be your happy place. And we want everyone to love their job as much as we love doing what we do. So that is it for me. Stop share. And now I don't know what to do. Do I have to unmute Laura? I'll unmute Laura.
You did good, Katrina.
Okay, I'm sorry.
If you guys have any questions also, feel free to put them in the chat and we can answer them for you guys as we go or afterwards. But feel free to utilize the chat too. Mindy is next. So I'll go ahead and mute myself and let you unmute yourself.
Okay, hey guys, I'm Mindy. I'm the director for Sense of Steel, and we're going to be talking about your why, which is obviously why did you join? Why are you doing this? Why are you continuing to do it? Okay, first and foremost, it's going to change. Why, your reason why is going to change throughout your journey for many different reasons. The biggest one for me was when I started to make more money. I mean, I'm just gonna, put it out there. When I started to see the growth in my income, it really changed everything. I honestly, I remember having the joint conversation with Katrina, and I don't really even recall there being like a profound, why am I doing this? Aside from I like hugging a mug so much and she won't let me order from her anymore. So I guess my only option is to do it and order from myself. I'm going to give it a year. And if I don't like it, I'll just stop. And at least I'll get a little bit of money back. I'm the first person to run to Target when it's like, buy $100 worth of diapers and wipes, get $25 back. I'm the first person there doing that. It's stupid not to. This is the same thing. It's a rebate. So I would say, I guess that was my why at first. I liked it so much. Katrina literally would yell at me when I would place orders. And so I joined and I did it. And then I got my first check and I was like, this is pretty cool. Like, I'm just gonna save it, and build on it. And then I got, I guess, insert income disclosure, just in case to be safe. Then I got my next paycheck and it had tripled. And then I got my next check and it tripled again. And then I got my next check and it had a comma in it. And that, when things started to really explode like that, it really made me sit back and be like, okay, I can pay for my son's swim lessons with this. Cool. I don't have to use our family money to pay for swim lessons. I can use Scentsy money to pay for swim lessons. And I can also buy myself some expensive skincare. And I don't have to use family money, and I don't have to tell my husband because it's on my Scentsy debit card, and then once it started to change, and once I started getting commas in my checks consistently, that's when I feel like a deeply rooted why became obvious to me. Some of you may or may not know, I don't know, because I'm starting to become more vocal about it publicly, but my husband and I do have a little bit of debt. A little bit is an understatement, but we have some debt. And because my husband makes the money that he makes and he's able to pay for everything else, I am able to use my income to crush our debt, and I'm literally destroy it. I mean, we paid off $2,000 in 4 months. We just paid off $4,000 in 2 months, all because of Scentsy. Yeah, whoop, whoop, for sure. I'm able to look at the debt that I have, which is big, scary numbers, and think about the money that I make from Scentsy and say, I can do that in a handful of months because of Scentsy. That has become my why. That has become my big why. I also have really small whys too. Number one, I do like the products. I am going to buy them. It is stupid not to get paid back on them. That's huge, right? Number two, my husband leaves a lot and I'm a very anxious person. I need something to do when my anxiety is kicked up high to try to level it out. And I can only load and reload the dishwasher so many times in a day. So Scentsy for me is something that helps just kind of like keep me calm. If he's gone and I'm feeling anxious about Lord knows what, grass is green, sky's blue, I can kind of get on like, well, let me just schedule out as far as I can go in my VIP group, whatever. And it just gives me something to do aside from sit on the couch and what if my life away. With that being said, and with all of those different whys that I have, it is important to share all of them at different times because they're going to mean different things for different people. For some people, as soon as they hear, I can get paid back on my own purchases, why am I buying from you? I'm just going to order from myself. That clicks for them. They want that and they connect with that. With somebody who has a similar lifestyle to me, where maybe their husband doesn't come and go all the time, but maybe they just have that high anxiety. And I talk to them, well, Scentsy really helps me with my anxiety. And it's one of the reasons why I keep doing it is because it gives me something to do while my husband is gone, but it also generates an income at the same time versus other things that you could be doing that are just as efficient, but I'm not making money doing them. I can sit and crochet a sweater or whatever, and it's calming, but I'm not making money while I'm doing it. Whereas with Scentsy, you kind of like kill two birds with one stone. People will connect with that. If you know somebody that has that same type of nervousness, that might be something that might, well, it cost me, $50 to get a kit, and it'll at least give me something to do when I'm feeling nervous also. Now, the thing with my debt, I didn't really want to share that because it's personal for my husband and I. It's obviously something that we're not proud of. It's things that we have accumulated together and things that we came in, we already had when we got together. And honestly, it's nobody's business. It's ours. We're working on it. We're doing what we can to do to, fix the problem and never go back. But when I don't know how many of you saw it. I'm sure Katrina saw it. I'm sure some others may have seen it. But when I posted last month, or I guess it was this month when we got paid, I did not post how much I got. I have before, but I did not post how much I got, but I shared what it helped me accomplish. Because of Scentsy, my husband and I were able to pay off a $4K bill in 2 months because of Scentsy. That's insanity. I mean, that's incredible. And I kid you not, I got more messages from people than I even expected. And here's the thing, with something like this, people want to support you for 2 ways. They want to be part of the solution, so they'll order and place orders or host a party, but they also want it for themselves too. I had people message me and say, now you got me thinking, Mindy, because I'd like to pay off some of my bills early too. Yeah, girl, I'm telling you, like, this would not have happened off of my dance teacher paycheck, which I love. I'm not knocking it, but it wouldn't happen this aggressively without Scentsy, no joke. And so sharing your why sometimes is scary. Like I said, it's nobody's business. It's embarrassing. And I don't know if you guys know Dave Ramsey, but he does debt lowest to highest. And to be completely transparent with you, the 4K is the lowest one. So we got a long way to go, but we crushed it in 2 months. And I'm able to look at the next one and say, 6 months for that one. And it's over 6K. But because of Scentsy, I'm able to do that. And I'm going to continue to share that because number one, people are either going to want to be part of the solution and help me get there by placing orders, having parties, sharing my posts, whatever. I send them samples. They're going to pass them out to other people. They want to be part of the solution, or they want it for themselves. They're going to want it too. I want to pay off my debt. Hell yeah. Let's sign me up. How much do I need to invest to get going? How long is it going to take me to get to where you are? Whatever. People are going to want that. People are going to want to see, oh, this girl's out of her mind, but she has something that keeps her calm when she's freaking out. I need that. I need that too. I want that also. And same with, the golden, just get paid back on what you're buying. Like, I know I had the conversation today with a girl. She can't figure out what she wants with her host rewards. This is her 3rd party with me, guys, her 3rd party. I was like, can you just let's just grab the kit. Her party is at like $4.98, right? So I'm like, it's gonna be free. The kit's gonna be basically free. You'll still get your half-price items, and then you can order everything else you want and get paid back on it. She's like, I don't have time, for this. She does another company and she works full time. I was like, I know that there's no, intent for you to sell, but at least be getting paid back on what you're buying, because not only does she have 3 parties, but she also buys consistently from me. Her mom buys consistently from me. Her sister buys consistently from me. You could be doing it too. It's silly not to. So sharing why, if you have multiples, it's okay. If you feel like you don't have one, it's okay, because I truly believe that it'll come to light organically. Like I said, when Katrina's yelling at me, I never thought, I'm going to join Scentsy to pay off my debt and get my hair done. I never thought that. It never crossed my mind, to be honest with you, because I honestly thought I would get like an extra $200 a month, maybe. It's okay for the why to grow with you and change. I don't think it has to be this big, profound, astronomical thing right now. If right now your why is because I need something for me or because I want to get paid back on it, it's okay. But I promise you, when you get that comma in your check, your why might change very quickly. And it's okay if it's something bougie. If you feel like it's something bougie, whatever, who cares? It still just might change. I get to do this with Scentsy money instead of using family money. This is great, whatever. But just share and don't be afraid. And if you are, know that it's okay, because I was scared too. I think it was this month I said to Katrina, she said something about me sharing the post. And I was like, why is it always so scary to share how much we make? And she was like, I don't know, but it is. It just is something that feels scary every single time, no matter how often we do it. It just feels scary. But the outcome is so much more worth it. I'm having a joint conversation with a woman now because of the scary post that I shared, because she saw that I was paying off my debt very quickly. I mean, to me, I feel like 4,000 in 2 months is very quick, you know. It's deserves a Mexican night, in my opinion. But it's okay, and you're not alone. And if you feel like I'm about to share this post, but I need to tell somebody I'm freaking out, you can message me and I'll freak out with you. We can freak out together, and then I'll make one too, so you don't feel like you're alone. And I'll tell Katrina she needs to do it too. We'll rally all around you. Okay. We'll all do it. We're all in this together. But it is important to share your why, because like I said, people either want to jump on board with you or support you and be part of the solution. Love you. Mwah.
Thanks,
right.
Wendy.
Next. Oh, okay, good. You can unmute yourself. Yay.
Nikki is next, if I'm right. Nikki was next.
It gave me the choice to stay muted, just saying. All right, so I'm Nikki. I'm the star director of Butterfly Kisses. And I can say this for a lot of the directors that are on here right now. A lot of us joined during the pandemic, guys. Like, sorry, not sorry, but we did because we all needed something to do. So I'm going to start with going over awards. First things first is you have a first things first checklist. Complete it. There's a reason you complete it, because when you hit those awards, you get the award. You can't get the award if that checklist is not completed. So after you watch the videos, you still have to hit the little button on the left saying that you completed it, just let you know, the little secret. So you get a packet, looks like this. Yes, this is mine from 2 years ago. And then a couple things that are in it is the biggest thing that you want to look at is the welcome book. This is going to be your love language for the next 70 days. Like I said, I still have mine because when I sign on a new teammate, I want to look and see what they're looking at the same time, and I can guide them the best I can. The first award you're going for is Shooting Star. You have 15 days to complete that. What that is $500 in PRV. So usually, like she said, Katrina said, it's a dollar-to-dollar ratio. And you are aiming for 500 in sales in 15 days. When you do that, you get the option, it is not a requirement, but you get the option to get a Shooting Star kit. This was the one that came out back then when I signed up. At this time though, when I signed up, this promotion happens every now and then. This was free for me. All I had to do was get hit Shooting Star. So that was an opportunity that we had as a special join special. So I got that amazing opportunity. When something's like that with a join special or whatnot, reach out to your sponsor, director, team page. Like, we have all that information. We will help you figure it all out. And like Katrina said, make sure you break down. 500 is not as scary as you think it is. And I look at it as it was 2 parties. 2 parties, typical parties around 250. You get 2 parties, you're hitting around 500. I went a little crazy and I had 9 parties my first month and triple promoted my first month. Don't do that. It's really scary. But if you do, we'll support you. So it breaks it down for you. And this is a special warmer you can get and a special trophy you can get, and I'll get into that. You also need to choose on your workstation if you want charms or pins, and that is in your account. And I ended up filling my first bracelet up before the first year was over, and these are what the charms or pins will look like. And we all have things in our team pages that we can help you with. So then after your first 15 days, you're still in your first 70 days, and that's what's called Sensational Start. There's level 1, 2, and 3. Now I can tell you, for every director on here, we range, and there's no right or wrong way to do this. We have a director on here, I can tell you, that hit no shooting star, no sensational start. And then I can tell you we have at least 2 directors on here who hit shooting star and level 3. I consider us all successful, period. Like, we know how to guide you because of what we already did in our experiences. So with level 1 of sensational start, you need at least 1,500 PRV. Yet again, breaking it down. You have 70 days to do this. So it's over 2 months. And you can either do 1,500 PRV or the 500 PRV. So if you hit that from shooting star already, and 1 new sponsored teamie that hits active, which is 200 PRV. So this is the this or that. When you do this, you get $50 in free product credit. You get the charm for sensational start level 1 and a certificate for the achievement. Now level 2, you have to hit 3,000 PRV. Yes, that sounds like a lot. It's okay because there's an or. And I'll tell you, I took the or every single time. Or 1,500 PRV in 70 days, yet again, it's not just 1 month. And have that 1 sponsored enrolled teamie that hits active. Now, this is a really big jump, and I understand that, and this sounds really intimidating, and we have many people who have hit this in our group still. If you are going for level 3, which everyone has the capability to do, I'm in a very small area in Vermont. It's cold 9 months out of the year here, and I hit it. It's 6,000 PRV or 3,000 PRV in those 70 days, and 2 new teamies that are both active, that have both hit active, and completing your first things first checklist. Now, I went over what you get, and this is in your books as well, what you got for level 1. Level 2, the product credit jumps from 50 to 125, and product level 3, you get 225. When you hit level 2, you get this very, very cool, and I have it in the other room if anyone really wants to see it in person. You get this cool warmer that's shaped like a star. And when you hit level 3, you get that, and you get a level 3 trophy that has your name on it, the year you hit it, and that you hit level 3. And you get the charm certificates, all the fun jazz to go with it. And then you get directors bugging you to say, whatever you just did, come train my team. Because you did something that we haven't done in a little while, and we want to make sure that it's shared with all the new people. Now, those are the basic 70 days consultant awards. We have other awards that we can hit beyond 70 days. In 70 days, like if you hit these awards in 70 days, you will have our lovely SSD, Whitney, being like, knocking on your door, come share all the things. But they're called Annual Mentor and Annual Mentor Award and Annual Sales. And what those are is Annual Mentor, it's from May 1st to April 30th. I'm 90% sure that's right. That you have the chance to get $2,500 in sales per month, more or less, as long as it equals 30,000 by the end of that fiscal year, you'll hit annual sales. What that gives you is a $1,000 bonus and a trophy. And your name is announced everywhere, even at SFR. Annual Mentor is when you enroll 14 or more new consultants that have become certified. So you start as essential. A certified is when you hit $1,000 in your first lifetime sales. And it does not have to be 1 month. It's lifetime sales the entire time you've been a consultant. And for that, you get a personalized trophy, $25 bonus per certified consultant, and a $50 bonus for any lead consultant or higher. So just think about how that racks up really quick too. And a couple other awards that eventually you can hit. Not a ton of people hit them in the first year, and yet again, that's okay. There's some weird ones of us out there. Is director, which is then includes director consistency, which is 3 months and 6 months. But there's so many different award options out there. You need to take a deep breath and say, okay, what's my next step? What's my next step? And just keep going and asking. And that's what I did. Is everyone's like, how did you hit like sensational start level 1 or 3? How did you hit shooting star? And I said, I listened to my sponsor. I said, what do I need to do next? What do I need to do next? And when you first start, you're hungry. You want those things, because if you're a little competitive like me, you want to do things and do scary things, even though you tell your sponsor that you just want to kidnap. Might have done that. And you tell your sponsor that you don't want to sell, might have done that. And then you triple promote your first month and your sponsor's like, you're killing it and you have no idea what she's talking about. It's okay though. We'll all explain it to you eventually. But this is like I said, this whole book is your love language to learn how to follow up, start with basics, how to do a party on the go, etc. So that is, and we have, I know I do, and I'm sure many of the directors on here as well. In my team drive, I have new consultants start here, and it has all these broken down for you and what they are, what they mean, etc. And if you don't hit these awards, don't get discouraged, like keep going. And I give an example of, so the numbers that we used to have, and I don't know if they're current, I have to look them up, but Shooting Star is 24 to 29 percent of people hit it. Sensational Start level 1, 17.5% people hit it. Level 2, 5.3%, and level 3.7% of people hit it. Can I share all your numbers like that you girls shared with me earlier? Like just to give everyone a general idea? Okay, so Paulina did not hit Shooting Star, but she hit Sensational Start level 3. Tara hit Shooting Star and level 3. Mindy did not hit Shooting Star and she hit level 2. Katrina hit Shooting Star and hit level 1. Laura hit no Shooting Star, no levels at all. And she reinstated and came back like a freaking boss. And then I hit Shooting Star and level 3. Like we all arranged and we all can guide you the way we need to. And if we can't, we have an amazing SSD on this call who can be like, no, do this instead. And she will tell us how to guide you if we can't. We are an amazing group that we can just help each other. So that's what I have on awards. And I think I go next for party packs. Someone shake their head yes or no. Yes, okay. So then I do party packs as well. So next topic. I mail these out most of the time, unless I have someone local to me, and then I'll bring it to them. So these are my party packs. I just started pulling some stuff out to see what I had in here. And I give these to new people who are either interested in joining, they're interested in having a party, or they are having a party, or sometimes I'll say, pick a number 1 through 6 on my VIP page, and they'll say a number, and I'll literally grab this and throw a cent circle in it, and they'll fit in this. I was like, thank you for getting my free gift today, and I'll drop it off at their house. That's how I've gotten teamies before. So what I have in my party pack, not all the party packs are created equal. Use what you have in your kit. Do not spend your family money on Scentsy, spend Scentsy money on Scentsy. Like legit, or you host your own catch-all party and get your own things that way. So in my party packs, I have all of the felt samples for the new products in here. All the 10 new scents, I apologize. All the 10 new scents labeled in 2x3 bags. And if you need my Amazon list, I'm happy to share that as well. And then I also include some, so many felt samples. It looks like a lot, but it's really just the 10. I have a counter clean or fresh sample in my little tubes that I make. Labeled All About Samples is an amazing free group that we have as consultants, so you can put your own information on there and everything. In my kit, or in my party pack, I have whiffs, and I do them in scents that we have like throughout the whole catalog. So Scentsy Clean whiffs, like I want, we have Scentsy Clean in other products. So I say, take this organza bag, throw it right in your wash, it'll come out clean. And they're like the whole thing, like the whole thing. I'm not a bath person. My customers know that, but a lot of them are. I do soak. So I do a soak sample, labeled, everything ready to go. And then I usually have a dish soap sample in here as well. Those are drying currently, so they are not available. I have a whole TikTok and video on how to do those. And I usually have a flyer in here for club, and those are on the way back from Amazon. So those aren't there yet. Those are not there yet. And I have my business card in there. I have a product sheet in there, and I have join information in there. Every single one, because this is a conversation you can have right away and say, hey, what did you like in there? What did you not like in there? What did you smell that you liked? Is there things that you didn't like? Because if someone like me, who's not a bath person, hands this off to their best friend, my information's all right there. Guess what? If they need that, they want that, they have a contact information without asking their friend. So that's what's in my party packs. I have 4 children, child labor laws. My kids actually love making party packs because they get to play with stickers. And then my teenager will volunteer to get out of doing other chores to help make them. So that's what's in my party packs. And like I said, I have all of this information of what I put in mine on Amazon in a list that I have for my team. And I'm happy to share that in any group or whatnot that I need to. So that's what I have.
Terry, you're next.
Hi, y'all hear me? Yay. Hello, y'all. I'm Tara Dickerson. I'm the director of Circle of Dreams. And from day one, y'all, the key to success for your PRV is parties. You have got to party in this business. So I'm going to just kind of share some tips and tricks that I've done. Been with Cincy 2 years now. And so really it is always my go-to. Parties will feed your PRV. I always tell my team that, remind myself that, like it literally just feeds your PRV, because think about it, you are meeting new circles of people, okay, new networks of people. You can't always just go to that same, close friends and family all the time. They can't keep feeding you, okay? So if you're just starting out, like, of course, I want you to start with, friends or family to maybe help you. Hopefully you've had your launch party. Make sure you do your launch party. And then after that, so you're going to start asking people. So really, I've tried to keep it short and sweet when I ask people and make it conversational. So like, how would you like to earn free whiffs this month, or a free warmer for half off? Like, or texting it out to a friend that ordered a bunch from you. Like, girl, you should just, have a party with me and earn, your free whiffs that you love, or whatever. Just make it conversational and like about that person, I guess. And so make sure you're asking. So I think sometimes people maybe assume like, oh, I'm just scared to ask, that I don't want to bother anybody. But you're going to get some no's and you're going to get ghosted. I promise. But listen, it's okay. Just keep going. Like the more no's and the more people that like, they see my message, how they like, you can see like, oh, okay, fine. Keep going. And I'll find somebody else to ask. So just, it takes some time and practice, but just make sure you're asking. Okay. So I do have notes. I want to stay on track. I get excited. Look for reasons to give people a party or offer a party. So in a minute, I'll kind of break down too. There's all kinds of different ways. So let's say you're scrolling on Facebook. We all do, right? Or whatever. Someone recently bought a house. Oh, there you go. You can offer them a housewarming party, So like be intentional, like how you target and who you talk to, and then always kind of really make it about them. I've done all kinds of parties, book club, Sunday school, retirement, work parties. Of course, you can do your, a baby shower, bridal. So there's all kinds of ways you can do it and like cater it to that person or whatever is going on in the season of their life. Okay. All right. So next slide. Try to have, so as you guys are growing in your business and everything, you really want to have a minimum of one party per week. Okay. I prefer to do more than that, like two, at least two, per week. And so usually generally like anywhere from 6 to 10 a month, but don't stress, we'll get you there. Okay. So start with that one per week. Let's see, be creative. So adding your personality to that party. So let's say if it's a Facebook group, you want to try to incorporate yourself in it, not necessarily always just using the stock or the flyers, which can be great, especially when we don't have all the products, right? So just, I've really tried to do more like videos, like funny pictures. Like I did one recently with my dog Chloe in the yard, and I've set up the pet line and had it pretended she was like a model, and people loved it. I had so many people, and that's how too you'll figure out who are our dog lovers, like cat lovers, dog lovers. And so that's another way to make connections with people, because I had so many people message me, asking about their dog. You think it would be okay for their poodle or whatever. And so by doing that, they made a connection with me. Oh, she has a dog, how fun, you see how that goes. It's that relationship piece. So try to add that to your parties. Okay. Try to go live in your party, maybe at least once if you're doing like a Facebook group party, because you can walk around your home, you can show them your products, like your top 5 favorites, or, you can make it kind of however you're comfortable. People really like that too. Okay, so just make sure they see your face and you make it personal. I was going to tell you too, so there's all kinds of different parties, obviously Facebook parties. I do a lot of Facebook parties. That's how I started. Again, I started 2 years ago, so right before COVID, and I still do a lot of them. You can also do like a text message party. So this one's become more popular. I know there's even like apps and programs I think people are looking into, but I haven't necessarily gotten into that. Mine are really easy and basic. So I'll offer it like a text party, and I just set up the shopping link. I send some verbiage, to help the hostess send it out. She or he sends it out to 15 to 20 people. That's what I always suggest, that they're close with, that would like the products. And then it's easy because they do the work, and then you see these orders come in. I do like to update that host, because that way I'm like, oh my gosh, Sally just ordered, washer whiffs, make sure you reach out. So that way she's thanking them, and it's kind of, getting the hostess real excited too and involved. See what I'm saying? So you can do text parties, of course, offering the personal shopping link. You can just do that, because some people, you will have some people that are like, no, I'm not doing Facebook groups. Some people maybe are burnt out on it. You could do like a 1 or 2 day, like just do a live. I haven't done that yet, but some other people have, where you go live and you talk about it for like 30 minutes. So there are options. And that's why I try to tell my customers or people, because I don't want them just to think they have to do this group or whatever. Okay. All right. Let's see. I told you about that. What's next? Okay. So then this part about the parties is building those relationships. Like I said about the dog lovers. Okay. So just like look for ways to connect with people. So I try to include in my parties, not always sensory related. Like I'll do a random, like, are you a dog or cat lover? Kind of the this or that, which is your favorite candy. So that way it just gets people, like, they don't feel as pressured, I feel like, to comment when it's like not sensory related, because they're like, oh, well, I'm going to talk about my dog, and so you'll see people start commenting. And so then I'll comment back, and it's just little tiny like seeds you're planting, because people are still desperate, y'all, for connections. I recently made a great connection with a customer in New Jersey, met her through a party, and we talked like seriously for 3 days about her dogs, and because she saw my pet line little post, and she's already a fabulous customer. Like, just those little connections really added up. Okay. Again, to make sure you follow up again. So you've got orders coming in, those parties, make sure you do some sort of follow up. So, maybe start with just at least thank you text message or email. You can even work your way up to thank you cards in the mail, because that's really good. That's a nice personal touch. Let's see. And then try to always book parties from parties. So, if you're doing the Facebook group and, it's kind of wrapping up, I've done this different ways. So, I've done the nominate the host. So where you kind of can nominate, like make it fun, like who's going to be the next host of the party. Shannon, make sure you nominate 3 of your favorite or three friends that would make a good host. I've done that and that's been pretty successful. Or I've recently done this where I kind of just make it more personal with me and the host. So I'll tell, we wrap up the party, she's closing, I'll let her know the rewards. And I'm like, hey, one more post, if you don't mind doing this, me a favor, if you'll go on and share, you're excited, you're about to get these warmers for half off and you want a friend to, earn the same thing. Who wants to be the next host? And so that way it comes from them. I just feel like it's been more powerful instead of like me saying, okay, who's next? Who's going to party with me? Whereas like, she's going to do it. It really has changed things up and I've gotten more parties from that. Okay. So again, the point is like, you're just trying to open up new circles of people, new networks. Cause again, it's just like, think about it. It's going to keep going and going and going. Okay. So I think that's all I had. I mean, there's tons I could talk about. I get excited about it, but the main thing with you guys, starting off is just asking and doing it and figuring out what works for you. Like maybe Facebook parties aren't your thing and it's more of like in-home parties. I didn't even mention that, in-home parties, bag parties. So like offering, take the testers with the catalog to maybe you're at like a doctor's office or wherever you work. That's a great opportunity right there to start even small like that. Okay. Hope it was helpful. Reach out to me if you have questions. I love to share. You guys can do it. Okay. But you're going to have to go ask.
I think I'm next. Did it make me center? Can everybody see me? Okay. Hi guys, my name is Paulina. I am a superstar consultant. I was a director and I fell back down into the queue and I lost my title, but I still run my business like I'm a director because I completely intend to be a director again very soon. So I have a team. We're the Fragrant Flamingos and there's about 30 of us and we're kind of crazy. I'm gonna switch my order just a little bit because I think going over sharing consistently will just like mesh really well with what Tara just said about your parties. And then we'll go backtrack a little bit to the chain of success. So sharing how you're working your business and sharing what we have to offer and sharing what Scentsy is a key part of this business. If you're not sharing consistently every single day, people are not going to think that you're taking this seriously and they will shop with someone who they think is taking it seriously. So from the get-go, like make it a goal, make it a priority to share something Scentsy related every single day in your VIP group and share on different formats of social media. So there's ways to link your Facebook to your Instagram so that's a little bit easier. I am all about making my job easier. I'm a single mom to 3 kids. I work a full-time job. I like to keep it simple and make it streamlined and easy for me. So let technology do the work for you, but sharing consistently and sharing authentically. Okay. We have some core values in Scentsy. Simplicity and authenticity are 2 of them. And I think that is a huge part of sharing and not coming off as salesy. I know that when I started, I was very worried about sounding like I was just being salesy and wanted people to buy things from me. And sure, we kind of do want people to buy things from us. Like there's no question that that's kind of what we're here for. But I also genuinely love our products. I genuinely believe that our products are of a better quality than other wax and warmers in the market. I genuinely believe in what we stand for as a company, and that's what I'm sharing with people. So how do you do that? How do you share consistently every single day and stand out from the other 200 Scentsy consultants in your hometown? I'm exaggerating. There's maybe probably not quite 200, but there's a lot of other Scentsy consultants. So how do you stand out? How do you generate people to want to be a part of your group, be a part of your VIP page, shop with you, party with you? Be you. People want to shop with you because they know you, because they're friends with you. So share how you're using the products. So we're going to go back to, like Tara said, try to avoid using the flyers. We have an incredible resource here with the size of our upline with Grace and Grit and Wildflower Warriors, and the access that they have had over the years to products that are coming back out of the vault, to limited time offers that some of us got to see in Scentsy Family Reunion, SFR. And then if you're not already checking out some of those pages that are like flyer pages and sample post pages, check them out. Find which ones feel authentic to you and find which ones, you know, speak to you, and go with that and share those posts in a way that still feels like you. I involve my kids in my business. Like I said, single mom, 3 kids. I shared what buddy clips the kids picked out for their book bags this year. I put an order in a couple days ago. We had new catalogs. I sat right down with the kids and we picked them out. And then I went live and I was like, hey guys, tell everybody which buddy clips you're picking. Because that's my real life. That's what we're doing. And then I totally owned the fact that mom was still rocking a Christmas gnome on her work bag. And I was like, I guess mom should get a new one too. Which one is mom getting? So just be yourself, be authentic. And then once you get into the habit of sharing daily on your VIP page and on your personal page and sharing across all of these different platforms, start growing that a little bit more. Add to each thing. Then start sharing to your director's page. Okay. You have a page that you are a part of that you can opt out of it, but I don't think you should. We're kind of cool. We like our friends and we like our teammates. Share there. Start sharing, set the ball low. Start sharing once a week. Share something that you're doing. Share how you're working. Go live on your director's page, because we all want you to succeed, and that's less scary than going live on your personal page. Because we're going to build you up and we're going to lift you up and we're going to help you and give you constructive criticism. So go live there and rip the Band-Aid off there in that safe space. But if you're nervous about going live on your personal page or on your VIP page, right? No one is going to judge you on your team page. We are going to build you up. And then as that grows and that becomes less intimidating and more normal, start using other platforms. Now, 2.5 years into this business, I share consistently off a variety of different platforms. I use social media. It's not my strongest seller, and I have metrics to prove that. I have metrics to prove that I get more orders by sharing via text message and via email. That is where I put in a lot more effort into making those images and those graphics very, very user-friendly, and clickable and one-stop shopping. They get a text message from me that with a one click will direct them to my PWS, to my website. And that takes work. But I still share consistently on my social media because that's just become ingrained, and I schedule those posts out a week in advance. And that's the other thing with consistency, is be consistent with yourself. Most of us still have a Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30, 9 to 5, whatever it looks like for you. I have a Friday through Sunday, 7A to 7P. So for me, that means that Thursdays are a big Scentsy day for me. I am consistent in that Thursdays, I schedule out my posts for the week. I schedule out my posts for the weekend. I make my emails for the week. I make my text message, my blast messages for the week, and just find that block of time that works for you. Now, I'm also consistent that in the mornings during the school year, after I get my kids to school, I give myself an hour in the morning to catch up on follow-ups, to catch up on XYZ, to follow up on social media and intentionally scroll. So just be consistent with yourself and be consistent with your expectations for yourself so that you can build this business and keep adding layer after layer as each one becomes automatic, because we'll tell you, once you promote and once you have a teammate, we have higher expectations. Sharing every day and sharing once a week on your director's page is a great place to start. It's going to get bigger, because you guys are going to grow and you're going to have teams, and we're going to want you to have bigger responsibilities. And we want you to get to this level of director where having a team page and running it doesn't all of a sudden feel like, oh my goodness, what have I gotten myself into? So we want to add layers to that one step at a time for you. So that's my bit on sharing. And then I'm going to go back up to the chain of success, which is probably one of the most important things that we can share as leaders to you guys is like, where do you go when you have a question, right? You have a question, where do you go? Like where's the first place you want to go? Drop it in the chat. If you have a question, what is your gut reaction? Who are you going to ask? Crickets. So your workstation, I like it, Kara, I like it. You are a small business owner now. The first person that you're going to ask is yourself. So you have resources at your fingertips. You have your workstation. You have Google. Okay, you have the entire interwebs. Use it to your advantage. So your first step, if you have a question, is to go to your workstation or go to Google. Or if you feel like you need to, you can always reach out to consultant support. They're available for you as in a chat feature. They're available for you in a phone call feature. Okay, so you have those resources available to you just as we do as leaders. Okay. Newsflash, very rarely do your leaders have information that ahead of you on their workstations. The leaders' workstations look exactly like your workstations. Sometimes there are some things that are given to leaders slightly ahead of time, but most of the time we're not privy to share those. So if it was given to leaders before it was given to general people, it's probably not something we're sharing. So like use your workstation and support and Google. The next step, if you weren't able to find the answer on your workstation or Google, would be to go to your director's page. Okay. Your director's page is chock full of leaders and up and coming leaders and consultants who have done this longer than you have, or who have experienced maybe what you're experiencing. So post a question on there. I'm going to almost guarantee that if you have a question about something, somebody else has the same question. And that maybe they're afraid to ask it. So don't be afraid to post a question on, search the question. Maybe it's been asked before. If you're asking for how do you make samples? Search your director's page. I'm sure there's 100 posts on how to do it. How do you find the flippable catalog? I'm sure if you search flippable catalog in your director's page, you'll find it. So, search your team page, ask on your team page, and then someone else has the same question, but then you will get comfortable answering those questions for people as you grow, and you can give more than you take. You can start being that person and that resource to other new people and get more comfortable with leadership and with growing and being that resource person for people. I know that came really easily for me because of what I do professionally, but I also respect that does not come easily for a lot of people. So generosity, yeah, the third core value. So give more than you take. So certainly get used to like stepping out of your comfort zone and answering questions for people. If you know the answer, answer it, because your leaders have 400 notifications going off a day and 77 groups that they're a part of and 15 parties that they're running. And we've probably silenced all of our notifications and go to each page intentionally at X time and Y time to go through it and feed and through it and catch up with it. I know I have. If I didn't, I would go crazy because my phone would blow up. And the next step, so we've got Google in your workstation, your director's page. The next step would be your sponsor. So whoever sponsored you, whoever helped you join, whoever is your sponsor would be your next resource. Like, hey, so not really sure where to go from here. That's always an option, especially if you have a great relationship with your sponsor. Reach out to them, ask a question, ask for their help. And then the next step, and really the last step, if you're in trouble, is to go to your director or your upline director or your upline SSD. So like your director, unless they're your sponsor, should not be your first person. Your upline SSD should not be your first person. And yes, please abide by their business hours. Like I was saying, they may have a team of 900, they may have a team of 30, but they probably have business hours posted for a reason, because for some people this is their full-time job, for some people it is not, but they still are prioritizing other things in their life, like maybe they're running around backwards trying to get to cheerleading practice and whatever else, and they might not be able to get right back to you right away. So whatever their business hours are that are posted, they will get back to you in that, but they're there for a reason. So that's your kind of last step, is your director and your upline SDs and SSDs. So that is the chain of success. That's what I got.
Yeah, that was good. That was really good. I'm gonna go ahead and jump into mine. I'm next. I am Laura, the director for Wax Babes and Sass, and growing your customer base and doing follow-ups. I'm gonna kind of break it up into two different things, but growing your customer base is that comes from parties and everything you've heard all these leaders talk about tonight. It's having parties, it's offering mystery bags or the 10 bar special or sharing about the Whiff Box and the Scentsy Club. There's tons of different ways that you can actually grow your customer base. Partying is number one. I mean, that is going to be the foundation for your customer base. If you're the best advice that anybody could give you for growing your customer base and parties is to front load. So always, even though you're working this month, it's super important in the back of your mind to also work next month. So build your customer base and front load for next month. Go ahead and line up. If you have 7 parties this month, go ahead and say, these are the dates I have going on in September. So that that way you already have those parties secured for September. But don't start front loading for September until you have your August party secured. Another way to grow your customer base, you can do teacher appreciation bundles, and it doesn't have to be anything extravagant. It can simply be a mini fan diffuser and a pack of pods. And you have to charge, for the products. And then you throw in something else. You throw in maybe a drink packet, or you throw in a thing of popcorn or something like that. It's super cheap, but they're easy and people love that stuff. There's fundraisers, realtor bundles, different ways. You can go onto Pinterest or Google and type in Scentsy realtor bundles, and it's going to pop up. You're going to see different baskets that people have put together, and maybe you know a couple realtors in your neighborhood, in your community, at the school, whatever. You can say, hey, here's my card. This is what I do. It's a tax write-off for the realtors as well. So it's a plus for them, plus for you. Teachers love their classrooms to smell good. There's no doubt about it. So there's a ton of different information on in Simply Grace and Grit, probably your director's pages, where people have offered up suggestions for thinking outside the box. Parties. Tara talked earlier about the Facebook parties and the text parties. In-home parties are huge. So grow your customer base, think outside the box, and figure out what your customers love. My customers do not love mystery bags. I may have one person who wants a mystery bag, and that's it. So I know that they don't want mystery bags. So I offer something else. Maybe they like the clean bundle. So I'm going to offer that. Or they just like the Whiff Box. I can say, hey, we have the Whiff Box available. It's 25 PRV. You sell 10 Whiff Boxes, boom, you're active. So thinking outside the box in those ways will help you grow your customer base. Someone orders the Whiff Box, they love it, they're going to tell their friends about it. So I'll always include 2 business cards, one for them to share and one for them to keep. Now, after a while, they're going to end up with like 50 of my business cards. So when that happens, feel free to share it with 2 of your friends. Set up some type of referral for your most loyal customers when they refer people. Follow-ups. So as people order, follow-ups are super, super important. People thrive off of feeling appreciated. They want to know that you care. Make every customer feel like they're your only customer. So you'll hear a lot about systems. I see them in the chat already. You'll hear a lot about systems. Start your systems now, even if you just start with your follow-up systems. Mine is very basic. I'm pen and paper. I love pen and paper. As soon as somebody places an order, I write it down and I have a little check box so I know if I send them their happy mail. Send happy mail, spoil your customers. That goes hand in hand with follow-ups. As soon as somebody orders, sit down, you can take a scent circle and write on the scent circle. You don't have to go and buy cards to mail out. You can write on the scent circle with a Sharpie and say, you know, thank you so much for, you know, your order. I hope you love, and you can list out whatever they got, Amazon Rain or whatever they got. And I throw in some confetti. Okay. Whitney got me hooked on confetti, but I hate receiving it myself. Okay. I will send everybody else confetti, but don't send it to me. But my customers love the confetti. So I always throw in a ton of confetti. Again, I'll throw in, just like the bundles, I'll throw in my Happy Mail drink packets, stickers. Everybody loves the little decals. I saw on Amazon today, you could get like 100 pack of stickers for $3. So most of you are just starting out. So maybe you haven't gotten your first Scentsy paycheck yet. Don't make your Happy Mail so extravagant. Keep it simple. It's a stamp. One stamp can mail out a scent circle. So write on that scent circle, stick it in an envelope, and send it out. The product status list you can send along with it. Anything, not product status list, just the product list. So there's tons of different ways that you can spoil your customers without spending a lot of money. My first 8 or 9 months after reinstating, I did not do samples. I used the scented stickers. I did not make one single sample of anything because I didn't have the money to put in that. It was the scent circle and a scented sticker to literally seal the envelope, and I mailed it off. Yes, Nikki. So you can keep it very simple. Next is communicating with your customers. Send them a message when their order is maybe delayed. Okay, I'm going to start with delayed. Flash sale. If you've been around long enough for the flash sale, you know that it took a little bit extra time for those to process and to ship. We knew that ahead of time. So when I sent out my email for the flash sale, I simply, you know, put in there, please expect shipping delays to happen, or whatever wording I use. Let them know if it's back ordered. Every now and then they're going to have something that's back ordered. So simply send them a message, however you communicate with them, send them a message and let them know, hey, look, your order has shipped, but I wanted to let you know that this product is back ordered and it will ship as soon as Scentsy has it back in their warehouse. People love the communication. They don't want to be left hanging. Life gets crazy. Everybody knows that. It doesn't matter if you're a stay-at-home mom or if you work full-time. Life gets crazy. So maybe your Happy Mail is delayed, or maybe you haven't followed up with them in any type of way, and 3 weeks have passed. They've already gotten their order. You see that they've gotten their order. Send them a message and say, hey, I want to let you know I didn't forget about you. I just wanted to know how you're enjoying your Scentsy. make them feel loved, make them feel appreciated. Because when that happens, they're going to go to their friends and they're going to say, well, I love my Scentsy girl because of this, this, and this. So communicate with them, spoil your customers, and all that is included with follow-up. Have your systems in place and keep it simple. You're just starting out. Your customer base will continue to grow. If you're one of these who, some people get very, very lucky and they have a huge customer base right off the get-go. I wasn't as fortunate. I had just moved to a new town, did not know anybody, and I was basically starting from scratch. So I had to think outside the box in how to grow my customer base, vendor event, talking to my neighbors, marketing myself, wearing, a Scentsy t-shirt or something, but just keep it simple. That is all for growing your customer base and follow-ups. And I wanted to know, does anybody have any questions before I close us out? Let's see. I know Chelsea earlier had said it was hard for her to reach out. This was early on, I believe, when Katrina maybe was talking. Reaching out for help, or reaching out to people for parties. You can just put it in the chat. I don't know if we can answer her question. Got a lot of good ideas and both. Oh yeah, sorry, Nikki. Oh yeah, I'm not recording. Katrina, you're recording. Yeah, if you can stop the recording.